Testing. All right, guys, welcome back to another little actual mini series of She Wants Everything. I love making videos. I love making content. It's a passion. It's a hobby, as they would say. Also, I'm sorry about this glare. I don't really know how to get rid of it. Deal with it or don't. That's up to you. Today I want to talk about failure and fear of rejection. I've talked about this before, but I feel like nobody can ever not talk about this enough because it's a very real thing and I still deal with it on a daily freaking fracking basis. I've been afraid to fail, like I would say 99% of the people, but failure is so necessary. It's really something that I think everybody in some way, shape, or form has to go through. I'm going to use a story today of how I applied to 2 colleges. I applied to 2 colleges with quite a bit of confidence. I wasn't necessarily scared about not getting into a college. For some reason, I had this delusional mindset. Even though I did not have a 4.0, I was not some stellar athlete or an artist. Granted, I did spend time on my college essays, and I did spend time trying to curate a portfolio by trying a bunch of different things. But I played piano, I did dance, I did do art, but I wasn't, the best at everything. And a jack of all trades sometimes isn't the greatest because you end up realizing that you're not really too great at anything. But at the same time, it's important, I think, when you're young to try everything and anything that you can get your hands on if you have the resources to. So I submitted 2 applications to NYU and Columbia, which in one person's real sane mind would probably think that is insane. And you know what? When I look back on it, it is a little bit crazy and it's a little bit insane. I think it's even weirder though how my mom was so okay with me just applying to 2 colleges. I think the way that I put it to my mom was, I don't want to go anywhere but New York. I don't want to go to UC. I don't want to go to a local college. I don't want to go to any other state, place, country, as of right now. I was so sure of New York. I think ever since middle school or elementary school, it's definitely been a dream come true. However, again, obviously, I think we know that Columbia has an acceptance rate of 4%. That was a long shot. That was a long shot in my mind. But I was like, you know what? NYU is pretty doable. So I did spend a lot of time on my why NYU essay. Look, I'm here in one of the dorms of my quote-unquote dream university, and I could not be happier with the choice that I made. That doesn't mean it's hard. That doesn't mean that sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel kind of stupid because everybody here is so smart, but I'm here for a reason, and that's important. But I want to talk about the failure and rejection of Columbia. I was #rejected from Columbia, and honestly, even though I kind of acted like I didn't care and wasn't that big of a deal, there was still a part of me, of course, that was a little bit sad and a little bit hurt in a way that I didn't get in. And I think it wasn't even the fact that it's not I wasn't mad because I didn't go to Columbia. It was more mad of I wasn't even mad, I would say. It hurt my ego. It hurt my ego because in a way I was dang, I'm really not Ivy League material. And then you just kind of go on the spiral of well, that means I'm not good enough, and that means I can't do this, and that means my, life is over, and that means the next steps in my life it's not going to be the way it's supposed to go because this is how it's supposed to go. No. That's not really how life works, and that's how failure happens. Failure is something that we all go through. And failure, to me, is not as scary as it used to be. I think when I was in high school, I had a lot of ideas. I was always coming up with new ideas, always talking to my parents about business ideas and certain things here and there. But I was just too in my head and too scared and too afraid of not being able to succeed at this new venture that I wanted to start, that I just like wouldn't start it. And I wouldn't start it, and I would only be talking about it for like 2 years plus. That I want to do something and I want to do this. And I remember, I think my mom just got really, really fed up with me. She was like, what the hell? You know, all you do is talk about this stuff. And like, I think sometimes it was hard because most kids my age weren't thinking about that. A lot of my friends were just thinking about going to parties and having fun. And so was I at the same time, you know? Like, I was still going out. I was still living it up. But it wasn't something that, how do I say this? It wasn't something that fulfilled me. And, like, wait, I just want to get back on track here. Going back to failure. I think I failed more in my fear of failure than if I had just tried. If I had just tried 110%, like, you know, half-assing something isn't going to work. It never works. I think if you really want to do something, it has to be like an absolute, yes, I'm going to go for this 1,000%. Even though it scares me, even though like my anxiety is through the roof, I don't know what's happening. I'm scared of other people's opinions and judgments. But I let that fear failure and fear of letting other people's opinions get to me, hold me back for so long. And even me starting this podcast, I think, was kind of like a baby step into bigger things that I want to create. And someone might look at me and be like, you know what? That's freaking weird. Like, why does she want to start a podcast? Like, podcasting is for like older people and like only true crime or whatever. But what's also interesting is that I've actually gotten a lot of positive response from the people around me. And I would say generally in New York especially, and I don't know if it's just a New York thing, but compared to like where I used to live, like people encourage individuality here. People encourage you to just do what you want to do. If you want to become a singer, become a singer. If you want to become an actor, become an actor. If you want to, I don't know, rap on SoundCloud, rap on SoundCloud. Like, everyone here is so not judgmental, and that's what I kind of love. And again, I know I'm kind of going off topic here, but I think who you surround yourself with and who you have by your side encouraging you or not encouraging you can also really make a big difference in your fear of failure. But it's also important to kind of take a chance on yourself, take a chance on your own life. That did not sound right. Take a chance for yourself in your own life. Take that chance to just be a little different and try something that you've always wanted to try. Listen, it might not go anywhere for the first 5 months. It might not go anywhere for the first week, and then all of a sudden it pops off. But your fear of failure is going to keep you stale. It's going to keep you boring, and you're going to feel like you're running on a hamster wheel forever and ever and ever and ever. And it's up to you to get off that wheel. And it's up to you to just do it scared. Do it freaking scared. It's normal to be scared. I don't think the people who are like, I don't know why you're so scared. Like, you shouldn't be scared. Just be confident. Just do this. Just do it. Yes, granted, Nike said it best. Just do it. But I think a lot of us forget that we are still humans. We still have emotions. We still have anxiety and stress. But would you rather be in the same place for your entire life just because you just thought of everything that went wrong? But what if it went right? What if it went better than you could imagine? Which probably is going to happen. Like, I did not start this podcast because I wouldn't have started this podcast if I was still too scared of the failure. And of course, I'm still scared. Every time I publish something, I'm like, are people even going to listen to this? Are people going to even like this? Even though I have 2 listeners, I'm so delusional. I think I have 200,000 people listening to me. Like, that's just kind of how my brain works. And granted, yeah, that does come with confidence, but I also think it took a long time for me to get to this point. And I did need to feel, if you're in the place right now where you feel stuck and you feel like you want to do something different, you want to quit your job and start something like a new project, or you want to open a hair salon, but you're just so scared and you're so afraid. I've been there. I was there for like 3 years, and sometimes I still am. When I do outreach and I try to network with people, I'm still scared. But you know what? For the people who are in this position right now, I'm telling you, you will regret not trying. You will regret not trying. Think about there's a time where you saw like a cute girl's outfit, or you saw like a cute guy and you want to say something, but you're just too scared because you are scared and you're afraid that they're going to reject you or they're going to be mean to you. But you go home later that day and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I wish I just had the balls to just go up there and say something. Do you want to feel like that for the rest of your life? I don't think so. So we can totally do it. Anyone can totally do it. You know, take a breather. Take that 5-second funeral. It's a 5-second funeral. Feel scared and then press the go button. You know, if you do get rejected and if you do fail at something, channel that anger, channel that frustration. It's horrible when you fail at something, and it sucks, but take that sucky feeling, take that gut-wrenching feeling and put it towards something positive. Put it towards another project, and even work double hard, and you know, talk to more people and network and just keep going for it, because it might not be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth project that works, but it might be the 7th, or it might be the 10th, and it might be the 15th. However, it will not be nothing. It will not start from, if you do nothing, it's not going to come from that. It has to start somewhere. Everything, everywhere has to start somewhere. And I think that's the biggest lesson in fear of failure. You got to be okay with the fact that you might fail. You got to be okay with you being frustrated. It's just life. Life is not all unicorns and rainbows like we wish it was. You know, it comes from resilience. It comes from hard times. And we hear this all the time. There's no highs without any of the lows. Like, you cannot know what is good without any of the bad. And when you're on the other side of that, whatever that is, when you're on the other side of completing that task, you're like, wow, I got this. Like, I went through that. Now I can accomplish anything. And then the next frustrating part comes, and the next failure comes, and you're like, okay, well, remember that time? Remember that when I got through that day? Then I can even get through this. Even though it sucks, even though I want to cry my eyes out and scream on the top of a mountain and, you know, smash everything in my room, I got this. And that is the most important part, guys. Like, it's so possible. Do it scared. Be afraid, but be bold, and just go for it. You totally got this. That was my mini episode for today on She Wants Everything. She Wants Everything podcast. She wants everything. I want everything. I'm greedy. That's my problem. I think I have a mild case of GERD. Actually, I think I know.